Imagine falling asleep every night and waking up in another world. A world where you have a different family, a different home, and even a different career. What if every dream was not just a dream but a second life waiting for you? Today, we will explore the story of the man who lived a fairer life in his dreams. Stay with us because this tale will make you question reality, imagination, and the mystery of the human mind. There once was a man named David. He was an ordinary person with an ordinary life. He worked in an office, lived in a small apartment, and followed a simple routine. But one night, something unusual happened. As soon as he fell asleep, David opened his eyes in another world. He was standing in a large house he had never seen before. A woman greeted him warmly and called him her husband. Two children hugged him and called him their father. At first, David was confused. He thought it was just a dream, but everything felt real. The walls, the furniture, even the smell of food cooking in the kitchen. It all felt alive. When he woke up, he was back in his small apartment. He thought it was just a strange dream, but the next night the same thing happened again. Night after night, David returned to the same dream world. In that world, he was a living husband, a father, and even had a different career. He was a writer respected in his community. His children shared their stories with him. His wife asked about his day, and neighbors waved at him kindly. During the day, David went to his real life job, typed numbers into spreadsheets, and lived alone. At night, he returned to his second life. Slowly, he began to notice that the dream mode continued exactly where he had left off. It was not random or broken, it was a full timeline, like living two lives. At first, David was excited. Who wouldn't want to live in a dream world where you are loved and respected? But soon he began to struggle emotionally. When he was awake, he missed his dreams family. He wanted to return to them as quickly as possible. When he was in the dream world, he sometimes remembered his real life. He felt guilty about leaving behind his real responsibilities. His heart was torn between two worlds. He could not decide which life was real and which one was just an illusion. David began researching dreams. He read about lucid dreaming, parallel universes, and the possibility of consciousness traveling between dimensions. Scientists say that dreams are created by the brain, but David's experience felt more than imagination. He could his dreams continue like a real life. He could characters remember him from the lost dreams. Even started keeping a dream journal. Every morning he wrote down everything that happened in his second life. Over the months, the journal became hundreds of pages long. His dreams family had birthdays, holidays, and even challenges. It was as if they were truly alive. At times, first, David's real life began to suffer. At work, he lost focus. He was always tired, always waiting for night to come. His friends noticed he was distant. His boss warned him about poor performance. But David did not care much. His heart was with his dream family. He felt more alive in his dreams than in his waking hours. His apartment felt cold and empty, but his dream home was full of love. One night, something shocking happened. In his dream life, David had an accident. He fell from a ladder while fixing something in his house. He was badly injured and everything went dark. When he woke up in his real world, he was sweating. His body acted as if he had really fallen. For the first time, he realized that pain from his dream life could affect him in reality. This terrified him. Were his dreams more real than he thought? Could he die in his dream life and lose everything, even in his real life? David became afraid. He wanted to stop the dreams, but they came every night. No matter what he had, he returned to the world. Some nights he felt joy when he hugged his children. Other nights he felt fear when he remembered the accident. He was living two parallel lives, but the pressure was too much. He needed to make a choice. Should he accept his dream world as real and give himself fully to it, or should he fight to stay awake and focus on his real life? Despite David visited psychologists and sleep researchers. Some told him it was just an overactive imagination. Others suggested sleep disorders, but no one gave him a clear answer. One scientist suggested a strange possibility. Maybe David's brain had unlocked a hidden doorway to another dimension. Maybe this consciousness was traveling to a parallel version of himself every night. The idea sounded impossible, but David secretly believed it. He felt it in his heart. His dream family was too real to be fake. In the end, David decided to live with the mystery. He stopped fighting the dreams. He accepted that his life was split in two. During the day, he worked at and survived. At night, he loved, laughed, and truly lived. Sometimes he wondered which life was the dream. Maybe his office job was the illusion and his family life was the truth. Or maybe both were real in different dimensions. He didn't know, and perhaps he never would. But one thing was certain: David was no longer just an ordinary man. He was the man who lived in parallel life in his dreams. So, what do you think? Was David truly living in another dimension, or was it only his imagination? His story reminds us how mysterious the human mind really is. Maybe dreams are not just random images but windows into other versions of reality. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Have you ever had a dream that felt more real than reality? Until next time, keep dreaming, because maybe your dreams are more real than you think.